What's up, you guys? Here for the round 24 results, and in with the people squad to kick things off. An 856 was a little bit of a tough one, just with Moses getting the 14. And if we looked at this a little bit further, we could have ended up with another potential loop if we decided to loop Moses. But yeah, at this point, it was a bit of a I suppose we got a little bit unlucky in the end. We could have taken Russell's 48 over Preston, I think. With that one, I would have got an extra 9 points. But yeah, I suppose you look at that and you go, okay, this is where looping guys in an earlier game works out well. And definitely a lot of luck would have played out if we did end up looping Moses. And I did see one or two other teams hear about a few friends that actually managed to do that, which is very, very impressive. So really, just overall, it wasn't our best week having Lemuelu go down injured. With the HIA, you had Carraz's 38. It's solid. To be fair, Lemuelu beat out Penasini from my squad there. Moses, the 14, was a bit of a killer. Yeah, you pick up another 30. Let's just say you get the 36, and he pops up a 50. You're just under the 900, which is pretty fair in that one there. We had no massive score from anyone, like DCEs and stuff. McInnes's 80 odd, so we missed out on all of them. In this one there, obviously Tohu's 56 was good. Payne Haas the 49, so he's the guy that really helped us last week there as well, along with Murray with his 46. So a few low ones across the board, end up with an 856, and that meant we lost our Community Cup matchup against the AFG Groupies. So we came second, which means we get another crack at the another bite at the cherry, which is good. We have 2 trades remaining, and right now, with our situation here, what do we need to look at? So Drinkwater comes back, which is nice. Lemuelu is out, so we can just pop Garrick straight back into the center position. Drinky comes back as well. So we don't have to make trades on that front. We also have Valance is going to be our cover. We have edge cover, which is beautiful. Mids there is something we need to look at. Obviously, Tohu Harris will come back in as well. So that's fine. Harrison Graham likely is going to come back as a player in our squad. So therefore, Moses is going to be out. So we don't have to make any trades. Well, we should be making a trade. So Moses right now, I believe we have 25k in the bank. So if we're looking at the 700k range, what do we have here? Gagai could be interesting in the centers, that's for sure. Teddy in there in the wing fullback. Cool, that could work. Nat Butcher, we'd be able to... we'd be very close on that one. And then Latrell and the like. So, yeah, very, very interesting on that if we just use the one trade this week to get rid of Moses. But other than that, we just have the one buy player. 2 buy players, basically. Lemuelu being out and Haas as well. So we could double trade with Lemuelu out, but I think he's going to be a pretty important player for that last couple of weeks as well. Preston likely to be out too. So, Jesus, I got all that wrong. I was like, we don't need to trade. Sure. So Preston going to be out as well. So could be Moses and Preston to finish things off as trade outs. But other than that, we have the cover, is what I meant, sorry. We have the cover to be able to have 17 this week with Dan Russell and obviously Harrison Graham if he's likely to be back as well. Which he should be, which could be cool. But having 2 players at 700k just under on the bench there is going to be a little bit tough to really make ranks, which is what we want to get to in that top 1,000. We've been pushing for a while now at 1244. So there are a bunch of guys that are options in that range, and you can see here down, even looking at the Fords, the Nickeras, the To'os, these types of players here, who could definitely do a job for the last bunch of weeks. And definitely something we'll have a good look into over the next few days as well in the people squad. So this is, I suppose, these are the reasons why you keep those couple of trades in the bank, is that you can make these moves to finish off the last 3 rounds. So that's the people squad. Now we'll get into my squad hilariously. And after round 23, we were in rank 70. After round 24, we were in rank 70 as well. And a 939 for us was solid, obviously. It kept us even on the ladder. I suppose the guys that hurt us a little bit were King, Hopgood, pretty much mostly owned. Horsburgh's 80-odd% owned, the top 100 for me. Murray's about the 80-odd%. So those kind of guys there in the 40s hurt a little bit, and then Penasini basically is it, the 18. Other than that, everyone else was about on par. We had DCE who exceeded, and then we had Penasini who really went under. King, we could expect anything around the 40 mark, 40 to 45. If he exceeds things, it's a 50. Not exceeding things, it's a 38, like so. So, yeah, overall, solid. We kept the spot. We still have 1 trade remaining. And what I'm looking at this week is actually potentially bringing Graham in for Brendan Hands. And that's going to allow me, like, in a week like this where, you're likely I would just play Garrick, and he's going to be way more consistent than Penasini is. And then when Penasini plays a tough team like the Broncos, they also have a fairly tough team this week. So they have the Roosters, who are in a little bit of form. So, but without Moses, it becomes a little bit tough for Penasini, I think, to get really good service and do really well. So in a week like this, it would be nice to be able to, right now with my setup, thankfully with Drinkwater back, I do have a looper between Max King and then also Penasini. I could potentially do that. But all of my guys are playing. So how do I even do that? So this is where, being able to just make a decision on someone like Harrison Graham, who can get a 40 plus just basically in tackles, over someone like Penasini is going to be hit and miss, is going to be a better idea. And then that gives me hooker cover as well, because we don't really think, Brendan Hands is not hooker cover. Let's just say that. Getting an 8, playing in the halves, obviously, but not a good score for him. And then I have 3 Eels on the buy in round 27. I've got Jesse Colquhoun, who I'm not excited for to play. Valence is going to be hit and miss each and every week. So I think if I can use that last one to get Harrison Graham, who I should be able to use as a scorer in my top 17, likely anyway, and then has cover for Harry Grant, that would leave just the 2 weeks of hope, right? And if I have cover in each position, usually that's going to help out in a good way. And then hopefully I can get sort of 16 okay players, 16 to 17 on the park in round 27 with just the 2 Eels on bye in Hopgood and also Penasini. That would be the play coming in for me anyway. Coming into this week is what I'd be looking at. So overall, really solid. And just missed out on a couple of guys like the Isaiah Yo's, the McInneses, these types of players. But very happy with what we got out of DCE. Was one of my bigger pods for the week. So let's look at the rankings. We've got our boy Brenton still in 4th. Booze Clues up top. We had a really big jump from Grant here into 2nd, 1,015, a very, very big score. So made up some good ground really on Nige there at 899. He's only 151 points behind, so definitely helped out all the fellas behind. So Todd got the 944, Brenton the 942, just pipped us at the post. So congrats everyone in the top 10. But really, you're looking at top 7 are a chance at the moment with 3 rounds to go, and then probably 30 points back at Jono's, a little bit too far from there. If I'm looking in the top 50, 21,998 down to 22,060, so 62 points behind. It's not so bad, to be honest with you there, to be able to get in the top 50, and that's kind of goal at this point. Obviously stay in the top 100, but top 50 will be the play. So let's look at the leagues. My head-to-head squads, 939 versus the Scoopman, 914. He had a really tough one on one of the days with Madison. Unfortunately for him, he's a little bit of a killer. So we both have Penasini there with the 18. He had Latrell, the 48, Marzu, 42. Nothing wrong with those, but having DCE together, he had Munster was good, but it was the issues of, I just went past them again, didn't I? Where am I looking at him? What have I missed here? Munster, DCE, Garrick played there, so he didn't get to play Papali'i, the 62, which hurt him for sure. Madison there, he's edge forward, 26 for him, and then Payne Haas 49, so wasn't able to hit the heights of previous weeks. Obviously, I have Horsburgh, so they matched each other. We both have Murray, we both have Hopgood, so it was just the couple of extras there, Bateman over Madison, that helped there, and then missing out on Papali'i, but I had King and stuff, so it was a close one. But we move straight into, thankfully for my squad there, we move into the semi-final, which is cool. So these guys will play off. The top 4 are going to be playing off, ready for us there. In the prelim. So myself and Eddie in the semi-final already, which is very, very good. And I actually won all of my others. What about the Revenge of the Broncos one here against Greg? I was up by 7, to be honest with you, and then it snuck back to a tie. And because I was second, it was second v third, I go straight into the next round. Same with the Rudleys. I beat Adrian there fairly comfortably in this one. His team seems to be like, he'll either lose lots of ranks or he'll make lots of ranks. And mine seems to be just in the middle. I kind of just hang in the same spot. He's very up and down, yo-yo. So thankfully myself got him on a week where he was on the down week, and then ham to head I had a week off. So I've made it straight to the top 4 in all of my comps, which is awesome on that front. Private group, Maddie had a little bit of a tough one this week with 878. So I brought back some points on him. I'm down by 56 now. I've got a little bit of a lead on Will. Took away 21 points from him. Sam had a big comeback, 965, and then moved away from Scoop a little bit. So, yeah, the race is heating up for the prizes in the private group. So, yeah, keep an eye on that. Maddie's hoping for the big $1,000 prize, which will be fun. And then Battle of Podcast, we need to finish things off. So Eddie and the push away. Like you say, he actually has a really, really good team, guys. So, for Payne Haas to get 49 as well. The Ramian versus Penasini was just the difference here. He had Sorensen, the 42, didn't play Papali'i as well. So it worked out great last week, not so good in the week just gone. You had Stuart, 925, so I made a little bit up on him, but then Chris, Mr. Rogue Waldo, got 965. So a good score, even with Lemuelu's 25 again. Yeah, the 25 beats my Penasini each and every day. And he looped well, except for the fact that he wasn't, he took those two scores, and then he ended up putting Butcher really low. So we know that he's just at low or high, and it's very hard to play him because of that when you have a really good team like this. And thankfully for me trying to chase him, it didn't push him too far away from me with that Butcher score. But yeah, that was a massive one there. TK was the biggest score of the week, 1,009. He got everything right there. End up looping Graham in his number 5 spot and Papali'i in 6. So he's able to loop both of them. I believe he has no trades left. So yeah, it worked out really well for him and didn't have to play Tarpany in the end because he could take the score of Graham. So sometimes things just work out great. Yeah, and this was a week like that with Ramian getting the 72 as well. And everyone else being solid from that. So big bounce back from TK there. Mark the 900, unfortunately. Just a little bit low, loses a couple of ranks there. And yeah, that's basically it, I think. We move on. I think I'm fairly close in the Cowboys. I'm third in the Jamie Brown fan club, which is funny. And then Cowboys official. Did lose a few on the top teams there at 1,003 from Paris. Tyrone was first at 857, so big disparity in scores from the top bunch here. But yeah, still a few hundred away, unfortunately. I don't think I'll be able to win the Cowboys League. But that's our results video, guys. Just some general thoughts on what I'm thinking of doing, what the People Squad might be thinking of doing. That's going to be the fun one, trying to make those couple of trades potentially if Preston does take the early play. And yeah, I'll see you through the week for some more videos. Thank you again for being here. And